Hello, it's Polish Paul VR, welcome to my channel and let's do another awesome episode of PSVR SUPERSHOW, my weekly show in which I'm talking about biggest news stories regarding PlayStation VR from the last week, but also we're gonna talk about upcoming releases, what's coming next week, and new games announcements, but also I've got super fun interview with SETH from the Drunken bar fight. So he worked on voiceovers and he's spoken to me a bit about how was the development of it and also future PlayStation VR projects he's working on at the moment. Bit of info about upcoming updates for Drunken bar fight, so I hope you're gonna enjoy it because we're starting from this interview right now. Hello, it's Polish Paul VR and I'm joined here with SETH from the Drunken bar fight, and he's been working on the update, on the dialogue, and he's gonna share some information about his work and what he's been doing with the studio.
Hello everybody, yes that is true, I am Seth. I am the writer of the dialogue for the characters in Drunken bar fight. I wrote most of the dialogue, I had some help from some friends, some other people, and I was hired by the Monkey to work on the game back in 2018, and it just recently got an update for the PlayStation VR, which is really exciting for me because now all the voices that we created are in the game. Previously, you could hear them in both the Quest and the PC version of the game, but now PSVR users can hear it as well. So I'm real excited that
PSVR
happening.
Version was quite quiet when first released. There was no dialogue at all in it.
Oh, I know. Yeah, and that was certainly an issue. I mean, how could you have a VR game without characters talking? And the main developer behind that knew that was an issue.
Yeah.
And just by happenstance, he and I linked up, and we were able to churn out, which I think is a really, really cool thing. I think the dialogue to Drunken bar fight is funny. I think it holds its own.
Oh yeah.
And
what I played from the update, I didn't play enough, but I played a bit of it. And I walked into this pub, and there's a chick coming, dressed proper posh, and she goes like, "Oh, I've got Trump stamp of a tiger on my back," and just loads of like little one-liners like that as well.
yeah, the characters. It's true for anything when you're a writer. You pull from what you know in real life, and a lot of the characters in Drunken bar fight were either modeled on someone I knew, or they just came. The lines they said came right from my friend's mouths. And my one friend Ben said, "You should write down all the stuff that we say before I got this job." And I did. I kept a list of all the funny stuff they said. And when it came time to do Drunken bar fight, I'm like, wait a minute, I have a good arsenal of lines right here for my friends. And of course, those lines that I put into the game were spoken by my friends and said it in real life. So it was a real fun personal project because we hired, first of all, it was over probably even more so now, but originally it was over 700 lines of dialogue. So it was like 30 some lines of dialogue per character. I think I could be wrong with that, but it was spread around 40 different characters. So that's a lot of work. That's a lot of writing, casting, and then of course I was also the director and the editor of the audio, so we had to bring him into a studio. We had a sound engineer. Shout out to my friend Mike. He's a great guy. He did it for us. And a lot of work and passion went into it. And I honestly think it really made Drunken bar fight that much more immersive. It really added that comical nature to the game that I felt it was lacking before. And if you ask the guy behind the Monkey, he would agree with me.
Yeah, I think I agree as well, because like I said before, it was very quiet. You just been punching people, but nobody really been like reacting and talking to it.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun, man. Hard work though. I mean,
definitely.
Writing comedy is very hard, and we gave it our all, and I stand by the end result.
So did it kept you up late at night, this update?
Oh my god! There were times where I was, and because I have a creative drive in me, it was very difficult at times. Because writing comedy, writing jokes, reality finally hit when PewDiePie played Drunken bar fight. It had like 4 million views, and they were quoting my lines of dialogue in the comment section. And I'm like, oh my god, like we're making a game that literally all these people are seeing. We have to make sure these lines are funny. So a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of work, a lot of rewrites. That's when eventually it became too much for me, where I asked my friends to help me out with it. And my friend Anthony, he really helped me out. A friend of mine named Ben. A couple people really helped me out with it too, and so it was a nice. I mean, I went to film school, and the number one thing they teach you with any type of creative endeavor like this, and it applies to video games, it isn't a collaborative effort. You're not doing it by yourself.
Yeah.
And you need help. And I got some amazing help with Drunken bar fight with my friends and from the Monkey as well. It was a real fun time.
Yeah, it did. I think it did took a while because I can't remember yet now, but I remember your post on on Reddit that you're working on the update, and I think that was like over a year ago.
Yeah,
So took long
back then,
time, yeah,
yeah,
a lot of work in it.
a lot of work, and that's just the nature of the beast, man. You know, the most recent level we worked on, I don't know how much I can say about it, but the most recent level we worked on, we got it done. We recorded all the dialogue in January, and I turned over the edited audio, I believe, end of January or around February. But prior to that, this was the longest level it took to write. It took me maybe about 4 to 5 months just to write this new level. And but it was the funniest one yet, in my opinion. And Keith from the Monkey agreed with me as well that it was also the funniest one. And so that level will be in the game in the future. I don't know when, but that was a lot of fun. But yeah, it's rewarding. It certainly is rewarding, and it's as a creative person stuff. It's a dream come true to have your work be played, in this case, by hundreds of gamers enjoying your work, quoting it and stuff. You know, and I'm fully aware of the fact that my work may not be for everybody. I'm not pretentious. I understand that, but for the people who do like it, thank you. I appreciate it.
I think it fits the game perfect. The dialogue.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, this atmosphere of people just being drunk in the bar and what they saying. So
right, it's funny too because when I first got the gig, here in the U.S., St. Patrick's Day was right around the corner, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm going to go out and go to St. Patrick's Day and hear what people say." Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to go out that year. I forget exactly why, but it was like, "Oh, I can just go out and get free lines." But ultimately, I'm actually happier with what my friends said it came up with, helped me out with, and hearing what real people would say, because our style of comedy I've always described as like alternative comedy, and there's some lines in there that are just really weird. Actually, someone in the Discord asked me the other day, like, what's your favorite joke in Drunken Bar Fight? And I'll explain this one. This one it got past the censors. I'm really glad it did. And I think it's in the current PSVR build, if the bride character's in there, which I believe she is, which was voiced by my sister. She says in that level on the rooftop bar, she goes, my wedding song this year is Tears in Heaven, which, background on that, Tears in Heaven is a song by Eric Clapton, and this ends up being a dark joke. It's a true song. It's a true story about how his son, unfortunately, fell out of a high-story building and died. That's it. That's all I'll say about that. I don't want to get any darker than it is. And this was Clapton's response to that. He wrote a song about his son's passing. And, of course, I like dark humor. I've always liked dark, controversial humor. I made that be the joke that the bride character says about her wedding song. But I didn't realize until later on that in that particular level, you're throwing people off the side of a roof of a high-rise building. I was like, oh, my God, that's even way darker than I realized. And that got slipped through. So that's probably my favorite joke in the entire game.
Just make it so much funnier, innit?
Right, yeah, sure did. But so
when you was recording, was you having, of course it was hard work, but was it a lot of laugh as well?
It was a lot of laughs, a lot of fun. I mean, we have so many hours of just us laughing in between takes. It was, I mean, to work with your friends and to get paid doing what you love is a feeling like none other. And we have so many lines of just us cracking up laughing between takes. And honestly, a lot of the times when it came to editing the audio, the hardest part about it was which take do we use? Because there were so many good takes per line that's where a lot of the time was spent, was like, well, he said it really good here, but this is pretty good as well. Can I combine the two? And, with so many great lines, and there's a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor that unfortunately we just couldn't use, which was also good. It'll probably never see the light of day, but what's in the game now, I stand by.
So when you said you couldn't use it, is it because it wouldn't fly in a mainstream game?
Yeah, it couldn't. Yeah, basically.
Right.
Yeah, we were very lucky. I mean, the monkey, Keith, I keep calling him the monkey, that's his company. He understands my sense of humor. He understands comedy. And he is very laid back. He's not stringent. He's a really cool guy. Yeah. He got my sense of humor immediately. He's like, you're different. I like it. And do you want to work on this? And I said, absolutely. And we've had a great working relationship for about 2 years now, 2.5 years. And I mean, I can't complain. It's a great time.
So do you think you'll still be working on some other games?
I actually am working on some other games.
Nice.
Yeah, so I hopefully I don't get sued into oblivion by saying this. Besides Drunken Bar Fight, I'm working on 2 other PSVR games.
Nice.
The one I worked on was what's it called? Oh, Honor and Duty D-Day. I worked on that.
Yeah,
Thank you. There Strange Game Studios, Reggie Strange, great guy. We did a little voiceover work for him, and then the other one I'm working on, it's in development right now. I'll just give a quick shout out. It's called RYTHM, Return to Nangrim.
Oh, I know what it is. Yeah, I spoke about it a few times. So,
so
I think that is scheduled for next year, that game, if I remember it right.
I don't know what their current timeline is for the release of the game. All I can say is with that is I'm kind of like co-head writer now.
Oh, nice.
I got promoted within the company. Yeah, so it's a lot of cool, and they're a great team, great people as well. But that's really all I'm going to say about that, because I don't want to breach anything else. But yeah, that's the other team working on this.
We just go by what they officially shared. But yeah, I saw I saw the bit of gameplay what they posted. So this
it looks
like,
cool.
Like RPG, is it? Kind of.
It's going to be more so. Yeah, I mean, obviously RPG, fantasy elements. I'm not really an RPG player, so the best thing I can describe it to is like Skyrim, which is one of my favorite games of all time. And it's going to be a fun game. There's a good mystery behind it. I think players are going to enjoy it. So that's all I can say right now.
Forward to it as well.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And also, when it comes to Drunken Bar Fight, I know you've not been working on coding or anything, but there was few issues when the update first released. So
for Drunken Bar Fight?
Yeah, for the multiplayer. Yeah. So I just want to pass on to people, because you still can play multiplayer, but you have to use in-game cell phone in it. You cannot. I think
there was some update they rolled out. I have not played the multiplayer yet. I only wanted to play it to hear our voices. But I know a couple of people on our Discord want to play with us. There's an official Drunken Bar Fight Discord. You can probably find it on Reddit out there somewhere. I know you've linked it before as well. But yes, as far as I know, they've fixed the multiplayer. You can now play with your friends as well as random players. And so, yeah, that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, they added a lot to the game as well, because you can now choose your hate and everything. I think you can get drunk now. Because
you can get drunk now too, yeah.
When it's first released, Sony didn't allow it apparently, so I think, I don't know, they somehow got around it now.
Yeah, I think there was, if I remember correctly, I think there may have been some issue with Sony with alcohol representation in games, but the game's called Drunken Bar Fight. I don't know what Sony thought they were getting into. But now they've worked past that, and it's made the game much better, so kudos to the team.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for the interview. Is there anything else you want to pass on to?
No, that's pretty much it. Anybody, no, go ahead.
Yeah, I want just to congratulate you on the update. It makes the game much more funnier. So
thanks,
it's and on PSVR we don't have that many hilarious combat games. So this is only one at the moment, and it's so much better now.
Thank you. That was I feel like a real jackass saying this, but I was real proud of that. Like, because I thought, there really aren't any funny PlayStation VR games out there. Like, are we the only one? I don't think we are, but I mean,
at the moment,
who I am. Yeah. I would my style of comedy is what I would like to partake in. So I'm really cool that there's something else out there, because everyone's sense of humor is different, know, and our sense of humor can be a real tough pill to swallow. I understand that.
Suits the game perfectly, though.
Thank you, and that's why I've heard from other people. Obviously, Keith and the Monkey thought the same thing, and thanks, man. I really appreciate it. So my only request is to your subscribers, if I may say this. If you play Drunken Bar Fight on the PlayStation VR, do me a favor and in the comments, leave your favorite quotes. I'm just kind of curious to see what everyone's favorite quote is from the game that the characters are saying. So that's all I got to say. Paul, this has been great. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
And if I just can say it again, Drunken Bar Fight as well getting physical release from Perp Games, so that's going to be on disc as well for people to buy for the collectors. I
wasn't realizing of that. It's even cool that now my work will be on store shelves. Good.
Yeah, so congratulations and thanks for the interview, and best of luck in your next projects.
You as well, Paul. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, so that was fun interview. Drunken bar fight getting another level. RYTHM looks great as well. An upcoming RPG, another one. So very nice. Best of luck to the developers and to Keith. But now let's speak about the new game announcements. And first new game announced I want to talk about is Seven Masters. Now this was announced kind of a while ago, had low-key announcement, but as of now we've had some more information. The developers posted on social media that they're working from home now, but they're still working on this game. It's been in the development for over a year. I don't know when do they plan release date, but I must say from what I'm seeing, Seven Masters definitely looks nice. So you basically becoming a ninja, you go into a very magical, mysterious land when you're fighting other ninjas, but also some monstrous creatures. And at your disposal, you've got bow and arrow, you've got your proper ninja weapons like blades and stuff. Also, I saw a mace and this chainy weapon. What I'm liking as well, it looks like it will allow you jumping on walls and wall running, and it's got that diverse locomotion system, what we kind of got used to in Sarriento VR. So if you are a fan of Sarriento, this is the game you want to keep an eye on. And also, another game we've had announced past this week was BLASTON from Resolution Games. You can go to their website to sign up for PlayStation VR updates. They didn't told us that much about this game, but from this teaser trailer, what plays in the background, what I'm seeing is what they're gonna do. They're gonna pit one player against other player against each other, and it looks like it's kind of you have to move around and avoid the bullets while trying to shoot your opponent. Resolution Games as well working on the Cookout, which is another upcoming PlayStation VR game, which is like a cooking game. But this looks like maybe it's one of their biggest projects yet. They obviously in past released Angry Birds Isle of Pigs, which was great, so it looks fun. And another game I want to talk about is Beat the Rhythm VR. This is kind of got announced as the Seven Masters did. So basically they've had low-key announcement, but lately they started posting more about the game. Beat the Rhythm VR is another upcoming VR rhythmic game. We've had tons of them, and tons of them are being announced. Of course, Beat Saber, super successful game, so everyone jumping on it. From what I'm seeing, only the games that trying to do something different can be successful in VR rhythmic game genre. If you're trying to do the same, you probably gonna fall flat on your face. But the game was doing things differently, like Audica and Demo Reborn, definitely finding its fan base. So this game trying to do a few different things. I think it's gonna have multiplayer, but also you'll be punching and slashing and also shooting at the rhythmic shapes. And also you can even have bow and arrow to do some rhythmic bow and arrow shooting, so not too bad. Okay, so that was our 3 new games announced this week. Sadly we don't have release date, but hopefully they will come soon. Let's speak about next week releases, and first one is SPUDS UNEARTHED, which is a game about space potatoes. I spoke about this game many times on my channel. Announced over a year ago, released on PC, had quite a good reviews, and finally it's coming to PlayStation VR. This is kind of mix of a strategy game with maybe tower defense and also god game, because there's a lot of unit customizations you can build and like upgrade and do stuff like that. In this game you are a chief of a potato tribe, and there's other potatoes. They all used to live at one planet, but they fell out, the planet got destroyed, so now they will living all over the place, and you're going around and killing them all the potatoes. And that's gonna come out on 24th of April, and also on 24th of April in the physical form down the rabbit hole release. So I don't think digital release was announced yet, but Per Games said this game will be coming on disc on 24th. So it looks like if you want to play it first, you're gonna have to get disc version. They didn't delay anything as far as I know, but also digital version of the game is coming soon as well, maybe next week, maybe week after, I don't know. Down the rabbit hole, I already played it on PC and I've had a lot of fun with it. It's one of them heartwarming magical experiences. I like how you can manipulate the world around, move it closer, further away. It's all like in diorama world. Every part of the game you progress, you can look around and see it where it is. It's got also some very original puzzles. So this is one of those games that I appreciated playing. I think it took me about 3 hours to complete, but also it's not on the most expensive side. I think $19, $14, I can't remember, but definitely fun experience, and the studio did well. Okay, and now it's time to do the wrap-up, which is the biggest news stories from last week. I know you want to hear about Gorn, and I will be talking about it as well, but I would like to start from talking about Pixel Ripped. First of all, we've got announcement of the release date, so it's coming to PC next week, but also it will be coming to PlayStation VR in May. They didn't tell us exact day, but they just said it will be May. And also this game, what the developers been saying on Twitter, it looks like this game getting physical release from Perp Games. So for all of you collectors, you'll be able to pre-order it and buy it on disc. Not much detail now yet, but Perp Games said stay tuned, we're gonna share more info very soon. And of course, Pixel Ripped, super fun game. I'm a big fan of 1989, might have been a bit short, but definitely it's been fun. And speaking about Pixel Ripped 1999, it's had permanent price drop, so now it's only cost $14.99. If you never played it, might be best time to pick it up now. Okay, so now let's speak about the Gorn. As I reported in my news video, the developers been saying on Discord that they will be giving us release date very soon. They didn't say how soon, but apparently the release date will be known in April. So we like over halfway through April now, so we should have release date within 2 weeks, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm hoping that the game will come out in May. I keep following all their social media, all their Discord, all the website, keep checking. So stay tuned to the channel. As soon as I got any more Gorn info, I will be throwing it at you straight away, because I know how much many of you are hyped for this game, and I'm a fan as well. I've got it on PC and I'm always having good time when I'm playing this game. About 3 hours campaign, but then you've got different game modes as well, so that arena mode. So it's very hilarious, just like Drunken bar fight, what I've had interview at the beginning. It's our only one combat game at the moment with those hilarious physics and stuff like that. Gorn goes big deeper because they're giving you weapons, the enemies got armor, of course you can chop their limbs off, rip their hearts out, and generally it's a very brutal game unless you don't like brutal, and you can turn everyone into the piñata. So Gorn, of course, I know and you know, the most anticipated PSVR game just next to Saints and Sinners. This is the two games I'm being asked about the most, so let's hope this release date gonna come soon, and the actual release date of the game will happen soon as well. Okay, on to the next story, and now it's time to talk about 2525 Space Jump VR. So, like I said in my news video, I'm gonna post link in the description again. You can sign up for PlayStation VR beta of the game. They not been sharing that much info about it, apart from you are a space dude and you venturing into deepest dangerous corners of the space in order to find some treasure and loot. But also they've been tagging this game in the esports category, and the fact that they're doing the beta indicates that it's gonna be competitive multiplayer game, so might be fun. As of now, I don't know what the gameplay gonna be all about. I'm assuming you'll be racing, fighting with other opponents to find the most treasures, maybe, I don't know. But also they're promising it will have 20 levels, meant to come out in Q4 2019. As everything got delayed, maybe it's gonna be out soon, I don't know. The developers posted they working from home, but they will be still working hard to deliver you this game. And another bit of news we've had, and another delay, was Swords of Gargantua. Like I always saying, expect delays pretty much for everything. It's just gonna have to happen now, we're just gonna have to get used to it. I said many times, studios working from home, things getting done on a slower pace. But nevertheless, Swords of Gargantua didn't get delayed that much because it's meant to come out at the end of April, and they're saying it's gonna come out at the end of May. So only 1 month delay. Let's hope it's not gonna get delayed even more. It looks like the game is nearly finished, but also it looks like the studio needs a bit more time because, of course, the work getting done slower. This is a roguelike RPG, what you can play with, 4 people can play in co-op. You can play by yourself as well. If you don't like roguelike elements, you can have like your normal campaign. So it looks interesting. Basically, you passing through the level, upgrading yourself in order to meet the giant Gargantua and try to beat him. And another bit of news we've had is Dream Dreams, and it was news regarding the demo. So the developers on their roadmap moved the demo from the future in progress to the update 2.10, which is the next update that coming to Dreams. So it looks like the demo is just around the corner. It looks like they're gonna upload the update, they're gonna upload the demo at the same time. If you never had a chance to play Dreams, then you can just download the demo for free and try it. And also the VR mode for the game went from the future update to the update in progress. So that seems like it's getting very close to be done as well. And also, of course, in February they said the VR mode is nearly done, and also they said that VR mode will be during this generation, so we will see it before PlayStation 5 releases. Very nice little news about the Dreams. And also we've had some news about Crisis Brigade 2. This seems to be looking like it's getting much closer to the release date now. The developer of the game posted the info that the first level of the game, he played through it all, it's all finished, it's got all sounds and everything. Crisis Brigade first one wasn't the biggest game, but also it wasn't expensive, it was super cheap. So even though they upgraded the graphics and everything, I'm hoping the gameplay gonna be pretty much the same. Very challenging gameplay, very physical as well when you have to hide around, plays great with aim. They upgraded the graphics. Now this game looks like a proper Time Crisis game you wanted in VR. So this is scheduled to come this spring, but on the Steam it says as early access release. So it looks like they're gonna start it like that and then work toward full release, and then when we get full release, that's when we probably gonna get PlayStation VR version as well. But nevertheless, Crisis Brigade 2 is a game I am super excited about. Okay, big shout out to all the patrons / producers of the show. Thank you very much. I really appreciate all your help. It helps the channel, it helps me to make those videos. And also, of course, if you want to support me on Patreon, go to patreon.com/PolishPolVR, and from just $1 you can support the channel. And that's it, bye.